We told you a story, maybe it was 2010 or 11. I don't remember when it was. This story has been going on forever. There is a German family. They were living in Germany. They were homeschooling their kids. That's illegal in Germany. They pulled their kids out because look at the crap we're now teaching our kids. You want your kids in that? Homeschooling's illegal. They faced fines adding up over $10,000. They were threatened with the loss of the custody of their children, and their children were taken, brought to school by the police. All right, that's how bad it got. In 2010, they came to the United States and asked for asylum because of their religious point of view. They were threatened with all kinds of stuff. So they were granted asylum in the U.S., but the government appealed. 2 years later, the Sixth Circuit Court finally revoked the asylum status. Supreme Court would not hear the case. At that time, the attorney was told by the Department of Homeland Security they would grant them indefinite deferred action and not deport the family. They went to the ICE office once a year as directed. They did everything that they were supposed to do. They were just getting a document signed based on, so they could get employment authorizations in America. They have lived within the law the whole time. They came here the right way. 3 weeks ago, they were told to come back in a month with all of their documents because they were going to be deported. That includes the 5 children that came with them in 2008, as well as the 2 that were born here now in America. The oldest children that got married to an American citizen last year. The first grandchild was born here 2 weeks ago, and they're supposed to leave America. If they go back, they will face the same persecution, high fines. It will financially ruin their family. They'll have jail time and lose the custody of their kids. And the older kids that were homeschooled here in America, it will not be counted in Germany, so they will not be able to go for higher education or get good jobs because it won't count. With the hundreds of thousands that are coming across our border every month illegally, and the left says it's all about asylum and persecution, this case is. We're going to talk to them. Uwe Romeike is the dad. He is also with Kevin Boden. He is a homeschool legal defense association attorney. Did I get any of the story wrong, Uwe?
No, it was all right. Thank you for having me on. The only thing that was wrong was the initial day year when we came was 2008.
2008.
We have been here for 15 years now, yes.
Okay. And I remember we talked to you early on because your case was pending, I think, at the time. And you have lived now here for 15 years. You have been good, solid citizens. You have jobs. You're not depending on the government, correct?
That's right, yes.
And what happens to you if you go back to Germany? What happens to you and your family?
Yeah, since our 2 youngest ones that were born here in the United States would come with us, of course. They are now 10 and 12 years old in 5th and 7th grade. And we would homeschool them in Germany. We would face the same, as you said earlier, persecution with losing custody and fines and possibly jail time and all these things. That would be the same as before we left. So there wouldn't be any way to homeschool in Germany.
And why are you homeschooling in Germany? What is this really all about?
Well, we have several reasons, but initially we started homeschooling because our 2 oldest children, who at that time were in school for 2-3 years, their personality changed. They became withdrawn. They developed headaches, stomach aches. Doctors couldn't tell that there was any physical reason. It was all because of bullying and having fear to go to school. And then later on, we found out that also what they were taught at school was diametrically against what we as Christians believed. So there were so many reasons we didn't want them to go there again. And once we actually started homeschooling, they relaxed. They became their old selves again. And they are happy children now and all grown up. I mean, these are now grown up, have good jobs here, and so everything turned out well for them. We wanted to do the best for our children and still want to do that.
And so you have two older children that married Americans.
Yes.
And they're being deported as well?
Yes, because they applied for citizenship, but the paperwork hasn't gone through yet, so it's still in the process. So they are now all included in the deportation order.
Okay, so let me talk to your attorney, Kevin. Kevin works for HSLDA. It is a nonprofit organization making homeschooling possible and making sure they're defending the homeschoolers. Kevin, what is happening here?
Well, Glenn, thanks for having us on. I know you've been supporting this family for many, many years, going all the way back to 2010, 2013, and we appreciate that. You know, we don't know what's going on. What we do know is they were told to come back in 4 weeks and to bring their passports to start self-deportation. We also, of course, know that ICE, has the ability to execute prosecutorial discretion and to not deport the family. So we know what they've been told to do, and we know what's in the authority of ICE to do. And for some reason that we don't have yet, they've been told to get ready to go.
All I can think of is, what would happen if they went on vacation and, in Texas and were staying at a friend's house? What would happen?
Well, we don't know. I mean, they are under this order of supervision that they've been under for the last 10 years, which does require them to show up to these ICE meetings. So they've been directed to come back, and they have an obligation per this order of supervision to show up. And, as you know, Uwe and Hannah have been law-abiding individuals in this country since the day they set foot on American soil. And if you know this family like I do, they will do nothing but comply with the law, because that's the type of character that this family has.
I have to tell you, I'm so disgusted by this. This is truly a family that needs asylum. They don't have the First Amendment in Germany. We have it here to protect people. This is what it means to bring in those who are persecuted, not the hundreds of thousands of young men without families coming across our border in the middle of night. They did it the right way. And this, I tell you, Kevin, this bothers me so deeply. When I first heard this story a couple of weeks ago, I think I said this on the air. It was a very dark day for me. I had a really, Stu will tell you, I had a really hard time going on, because I thought, if this government, with everything that is out of control, has the time to take this family down, they have such malice that they're doing things that we can't even imagine. If they're coming after this family, that's malice. And it is not good for any American.
Well, and Glenn, it's inconsistent with the the Department of Homeland Security's own policies. I mean, there's guidance memorandum from 2021 from Secretary Mayorkas, and the three priorities are threat to national security, threat to public safety, and threat to border security. So, you tell me, where does the Romeike family fall into these three priorities? They are the lowest of the low in terms of being here in the United States. So, my thought is, just follow your own priorities. They're good priorities, but why are we not putting the resources of the U.S. government to actually enforce the priorities that they've identified?
So what's the plan?
Well, we've got a petition we're circulating. We hope to present that to President Biden.
Oh, jeez,
holy
cow, we're there.
Well, it's to demonstrate broad support. Of course, we want to just demonstrate that the country is behind this family. Representative Harshberger has filed a private bill in the House of Representatives that's pending before the House Judiciary Committee. We would like members of Congress to support that private bill. They can't co-sponsor, but they can support it. And then Jim Jordan, in that committee or subcommittee, can request a report from ICE with this bill that would effectively be a stay on any removal proceedings. So we're asking the Judiciary Committee, the House Judiciary Committee, to request that report. Tell ICE to tell them what's going on. Why are you deporting this family? What's going on? Give us the backstory. Give us the reason. And that would provide some temporary reprieve, at least to the Romeike family. And then long term, we would love a private bill in the Senate as well. And, those are a couple of the angles that we're looking at right now, which would allow them to stay and to continue their life here as we pursue some longer term strategies.
Okay, so if you're listening now, I mean, if you're not listening, then how are you hearing me? But if you're listening now, I want you to go to hslda.org/Romeike, which is ROMEIKE. Romeike is how you spell that. hslda.org/Romeike. And sign this. I am on the website right now, and I am going to sign my name to it. I never sign petitions, but I will sign a petition for this family. This is totally outrageous. What else can we do to help this family?
Well, I mean, Uwe can speak as well, but I mean, what he would say also is pray. This is a faith-filled family. They love the Lord. And, as Hannah has told me many, many times, I mean, we appeal to the Most High, and the Most High can take action and supernaturally intervene. And so I know from their hearts, that's something that everyone, regardless of whether they sign, donate, whatever, that's something they can do.
Can I invite I'm saying this without any knowing of my schedule at all here, so I apologize to my production staff. But I would like to invite the family, especially the kids that were born here and the older kids. I would like to interview them and make sure that people see this family and what you're really all about. Can we get you guys to come in for that?
We would love to, yes. Thank you.
I have done more apologizing to foreigners for my country in the last 5 to 8 years that I thought I would never have to do this. We have done so many immoral things. We have done so many things against God. We have so lost our way, we don't even know who we are anymore. And my apologies for what our country is doing to you and your family. This is absolutely immoral. And I thank you for being people that still love our country, despite what we've done.
Yes. And we love the American people, and it's really a minority that are the bad people. I think most of the Americans are good people and believing people, Christian people. And we are very thankful for all the support through prayer and people who loved on us when we first came here. So we feel very blessed to be here. Thank you for your all support.
You bet. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Guys, thank you so much. It's hslda.org/Romeike, which is Romeike, Romeike. I have to tell you, this is one I will go and camp outside of their house and surround their house with like-minded, loving Christian people who will just not break arms on our knees. We just go and kneel around their house in droves, and we lock arms, and we just pray for this family. And if they have to haul me to jail so they can get to that family, so be it. I've had enough. I've had enough. And I don't want to be a part of anything that is violent, is trying to overthrow anything. But there comes a time where we have got to stand or kneel, begging and relying on the protection of divine providence.